Yo, what's going on, guys? Back at it with another trade recap on the channel. Today was pretty solid. We made a bit over 5 bands today. And yeah, overall, pretty solid trade in and out within just 27 minutes. So it was a pretty quick morning. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's not waste no time. And today was one of the rare days where I took a trade against my original daily bias. So coming in, I had a pretty strong bearish bias, and that's because on the 4 hour time frame, which is the one that I care about the most, we were in bear structure. We were bullish on the 1 hour time frame, but we were bearish on the 4 hour time frame. And I thought that price wanted to come all the way down and take out this 4 hour low, which this 4 hour low was also a daily low. I thought this was my draw on liquidity for the day. And at the time at market open, let me just mark this out real quick. At market open, it's about right here. So at 9:30, market opens, we start getting a move to the upside. And I think this is perfect because I'm looking for shorts and we're taking out buy side liquidity. We were taking out this 1 hour. Let me see right here. We had this 1 hour high within here that I wanted to see get taken out to get send lower and target my draw of liquidity for the day. And at 9:30, let me zoom back into what ends up happening, what actually happened. So at 9:30, you can see we make the move up. We take out the hourly high that I had marked out. And from here, off the bat, I'm just looking for execution points to go short. But unfortunately, we never ended up getting an execution point. We got a 1 minute break of structure to the downside, as well as we inversed this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. So this already is pretty high confluence. We're taking out hourly buy side. We get a 1 minute break of structure to the downside, as well as we inverse that 1 minute bullish fair value gap. But I wanted to see a bit of a retracement, either filling into equilibrium or filling into that 1 minute bearish fair value gap, but that never ended up happening. As you guys can see, we just start, shitting the bed. This is already a damn near 200, almost a 200 point move to the downside. And this right here is really important because whenever I see price, start sending in my, intended direction, but we didn't get a valid execution point, I'm hands off. I'm not going to try to, ride a wave that already got a reaction, especially because this is damn near a 200 point move. I'm not going to, wait to execute once we get a strong pullback because, yes, my bias was right, but there just wasn't any execution points. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to force anything stupid. But yeah, as you guys can see, price kind of chops around for a little bit, make a retracement up, and then boom, we flush all the way to the downside and we hit my draw of intended liquidity for the day. So I no longer can look for shorts because that was a move that I was initially riding, hourly buy side targeting that draw on liquidity. So what ends up happening is I'm like, okay, cool. Because, now we've taken out this high time frame draw on liquidity, which is also a daily low. I'm like, okay, maybe this, if we're able to get a valid execution point within here, I'm cool taking a temporary long. Like overall, my bias, I don't think we're going to continue to send higher. I do think we're going to, get a bit of a pullback and fill in this weekly fair value gap before we send higher. So I'm currently, I'm bearish on the higher time frames, but just for today, I was willing to take a temporary, a short-term long position because we just took out this daily sell side, which is very high confluence. So after we took out that daily sell side liquidity and draw on liquidity, the drill. I'm just looking for my execution point. So let's see what ends up happening. Well, first things first is the fuck. We don't get anything until right about here. So right here we form this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. And on top of that, this is also an equilibrium discount on the 1 minute time frame from this 1 minute low to this 1 minute high. So price comes up, comes into that 50% midpoint, and we're also filling that 1 minute bullish fair value gap. So all I'm looking from here is, a 1 minute break of structure to the upside because we never got that yet. Usually we get that first, but because we haven't gotten that, That's the only thing I'm looking for. So you can see price makes a strong bullish candle reaction out of there. And then on the very next candle, that's, let me remove this. Well, that's where we got our 1 minute break of structure. You guys can see this is a 1 minute high right here. And we break 1 minute structure to the upside off of this candle. Now this right here, this is entry, but I did not execute here because I didn't really like the risk reward ratio. I had to put my stop loss about at an 80-point move, which isn't terrible, but because, you know, my intended take profit was right about here at this, at the midpoint of this 15-minute fair value gap, I waited for a bit of a retracement, a bit of a pullback. So I set limit orders at the retest of this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. So I set I set about four contracts across obviously 5 accounts right over here. We ended up getting that retracement, which was awesome. And boom, stops underneath the low. You can see price immediately gets a strong move up, reverses, makes a move up, reverses. We start chopping for a little bit, and then boom, about 15, 20 minutes later, that's when we smack take profit at this. Like I said, this was a 15-minute fair value gap within here, which I felt price, you know, like I wasn't very bullish on the higher time frames. Like I'm bearish currently, so I wanted to take profits early. And this was a pretty sexy take profit. Like, I mean, risk reward ratio, this was about a 1 to 3.5 RR. And yeah, overall, pretty solid trade. I didn't take this on any of my Apex accounts just because this technically goes against my rules. I never take trades against a 4-hour time frame, but I was willing to do this because we swept high time frame sell side in my drawn liquidity, and we got our valid execution point on the 1 minute time frame. So yeah, overall, I think the only thing I could have done better was I don't know. I feel like I played this really well. Like I got exactly what I wanted, especially on this pullback, and we were able to send higher. So yeah, another day in the office, 5 bands, and man, I feel like I've been on a heater. Like I haven't taken a loss. If you guys watch this video, I lost about like 7K in class, you know, never trading in school again. Ever since I took this loss about 4 weeks ago, I have not lost a trade. I think I'm on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on a 7, 8 game win streak. So let's keep the streak going and let's keep cooking, okay? But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Pretty quick. And I think I'm already eligible for another 8, 10K payout on Top Step. I think I'm gonna actually build the buffer this time before I take it out and try to go for the max payout. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated on how that goes. And yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next video. Peace.